All right. So this past Sunday, I was in church and the pastor gave this really amazing sermon. And he said something that just really spoke to me spiritually. He said, "You have to face it to erase it." And I thought about all the things that in my life that I was healing from, that I was, moving on to, different things in my life, reaching higher paths, and how there were things that I needed to have peace and closure on. Well, this that I'm about to speak on, this has been something that had been, plaguing me for a long time. And then finally one day I was just done. I was just over it. And in that moment when the pastor said face it to erase it, I said, you know what? I never talked about this on my channel, and I'm going to address it today. Like I'm going to face it to erase it, because it had been something that is not my proudest moment. But basically, long story short, I met a guy about, back in 2018, right? And I'm thinking this was a great guy, family oriented, he seemed really smart and just all the makings of a great guy. I got along with him well at first and everything seemed okay. And that's the thing about being with someone and having high hopes for them. God has his ways of taking the mask off and just saying, hey, like, this isn't for you. Because this guy met my family and everything. And I was so, and I met his family too. And I'm thinking, this is going to be great. But it did not turn out well at all. It turned out to be an absolute disaster and probably one of the worst mistakes that I'd ever made in my life. Like, I'm not even trying to be dramatic here, but this was probably the worst person I'd ever met in my life. I'm not even joking. The first fight that we had, I should have left then, because he said something so hateful, so evil. He was just like, take pills and kill yourself. That was what he said the first time we had a fight. And me being naive, me being like basically stupid for this guy, we fought and I kept leaving and coming back. And I should have kept leaving. But it was like, even when I kept leaving, he would bombard my space. And I just didn't realize then just how bad he was trying to condition me for abuse. Now, I'm addressing this on my channel because this same person, he still likes to come on my channel and comment. Like, I've been through with this guy forever. I don't bother this guy. I don't reach out to him for any reasons. And he still reaches out. He still feels like the need to say something just to linger around after I've told this guy repeatedly, leave me alone. Leave me alone. You have tried to bash my name to anybody who was stupid enough to listen to you. You were trying to make me look like I was just this horrible person. But if I was such a horrible person, why did you keep coming back? And why to this day do you still keep trying to come on my page? Do you still try to keep some form of communication with me? If I was this horrible person? Well, I'll tell you why you do that. You do that because you knew you were wrong. You knew that you did horrible things to me in the relationship. You knew you were an abuser. You were a user. You were an abuser. You did everything hurtful to me that a person could do in a relationship. You sat up there and you told me while my sister was sick 2 weeks before she passed away, you told me that she did not deserve your prayers. That came out your mouth. That came out of your evil ass mouth. But when I respond and I started saying hateful things back, and that's why I had to really separate myself from this guy, because people like that, they bring out the worst in you. They bring out the worst in you, and then they have the audacity to try to gaslight you, and they try to go back to whoever's, like I said, whoever is dumb enough to listen to and believe them, and they'll try to make it seem like you were the problem. I was never the problem. I don't give two shits what you ever have to say about me, sweetheart. You will never, ever make me feel like I was a bad person. I know I wasn't a bad person. You came in being deceitful. You came in lying. You were still fucking your ex-girlfriend when you came into my life. You were lying. You were attached to so many women. You used so many women, and you had the audacity to make it seem as if I was the problem. You told me so many times I needed to humble myself. So me speaking up for myself and not letting you treat me any kind of way is me acting like I'm some sort of demigod or whatever you said, and I need to humble myself. You're the problem. You are the problem. You've always been the problem. And if you don't fix that fucked up way of thinking inside that messed up little head of yours, you're always going to be the problem. And if you claim to be this Christian and you follow the word of God and the teachings of Jesus, and someone tells you stop talking to me and leave me alone, leave them alone. I don't know what's in your head, and if you think that I'm supposed to still chase you or feel something for you after you did all these horrible things to me. But there's nothing there, sweetheart. I don't know what you tell yourself, but there's nothing that I feel for you. Because anyone who had a decent, kind heart at all, you would not have done a third of the things that you did to me. All the excessive lying, the cheating, the maniacal backstabbing. You always trying to make it seem like I was the problem. You always trying to put my name in some shit. You always trying to tear down my self-esteem. You are so horrible. You are the worst person I ever met in my life. And I just pray to God. I pray to God that I never cross paths with you ever again. Ever. You're horrible. You are absolutely horrible. And I'm facing you to erase you. Because after this post, understand there is no relevance of you in my life. I was done with you long ago after all the things that you did. You're an abuser. And I could say so much more about you. And trust me, I have the screenshots in case you decide to do something stupid one day on social media. So don't be dumb. Move along. Understand when something is not for you anymore. Sometimes people just don't want to talk to you anymore, and that's okay. You'll be okay. I'm fine. But I think the thing that really bothers you is that you didn't get to run your course of bullshit and run me into the ground like you thought you were going to. When you met me, you thought, oh, I'm going to conquer her. I'm going to rule over her. I'm going to bring her down. That's what you thought you were going to do. And God said, nope. You won't touch her. You won't come near her. You'll never in your life cross paths with me. You will never come face to face with me. And I thank God for that. You are evil. I don't care how many Bible verses you go back and forth with trying to quote. You're evil. The enemy knows the Bible just as well. That's not a flex. How you treat people is what shows everything. God sees the heart of every man and every woman. And I don't care how many times you claim, oh, forgiveness this, forgiveness that. You are the person that took advantage, and you still take advantage of forgiveness. You're still the kind of person, you take advantage of people's kindness. It is over. You are erased from my life. I don't acknowledge you. I don't have feelings for you. I don't want you. Will never want you. Hell, if you became a billionaire tomorrow, I would not want you. There is nothing on earth that would make me want you. Nothing. Because you treated me so bad, and so many others. You hurt so many women. You just better hope and pray to God that that doesn't come to you tenfold and hit you all at once. Please move on with your life. Leave me alone. It's done. It's over. You have no place here.